Hey guys, so in the previous video we had already given a brief introduction to the BFS algorithm. In this video we will try to understand the algorithm itself. So let's move on. So now let's try to understand the BFS with the help of this example that we have laid down. So given a graph G and a starting point x equals to 2 in this case, we will try to understand how BFS algorithm can solve the problem of iterating over the nodes in increasing order of their distance from node x equals to 2. Now before we get into the actual algorithm, let's just first lay down the dependencies. So to run the algorithm, actually we will need some data structures to support this algorithm. So the first data structure to support this algorithm will be a queue. Let's call this queue, let's represent this queue with a variable q over here. And the second dependency will be a boolean array. And the size of this array will be equals to the number of nodes. So in this case, since there are 7 nodes, so the size of the array will be equals to 7. Now this is important over here. The important point to note about this queue is the order in which elements are popped out, the order in which nodes are popped out of the queue become our becomes the order in which we iterate over the nodes. So this queue will actually help us in iterating over the nodes in the increasing order of their distance. How? So in the algorithm, we will implicitly ensure that the elements are pushed into the queue in the increasing order of their distance. Now since queue follows a first in first out policy, the nodes will pop out in the increasing order of their distances as well. Now the importance of this visited array is to ensure that no node is pushed more than once into the queue. So its importance is to ensure no node is pushed more than once into the queue. So this will also help us actually maintain the time complexity for the BFS. So now let's just initialize our dependencies first and then we will get into the actual algorithm. So let me just make some space over here. Alright, so the first thing that we would need is a queue. Alright, so let's say that this is our queue in here. The second thing that we would need is a visited array of, in this case, since the number of nodes is equals to 7, the size of the array should be equals to 7. And we will initialize it with 0. So that's our visited array over here. Now let's begin with the algorithm. So the first thing that we need to ensure in the algorithm is the base case. And in the base case, we push all the nodes that are at a distance of 0 from the starting node into the queue. So the only node at a distance of 0 from the starting node is the starting node itself. So in the queue, we push the starting node, that is x equals to 2. So this queue over here becomes equals to 2. So that's how we initialize our base case. And the second thing that we do is we mark VIS of 2 equals to 1. Now that we have laid down our base case, let's just have a look at the actual algorithm. And the algorithm is very simple to understand. So the algorithm is something like this. While queue is not empty, so till the point queue is not empty, we keep popping the frontmost element of the queue. So let's call that element x equals to q dot pop over here. And then let's just print this value x, just to also know the order in which we are iterating the nodes. And then the next thing that we will do is we will iterate over all the nodes which are adjacent to this node x, and we will push them into the queue. All right, so let's say for j in adj x, So let's just say that this is an adjacency list over here, this adjx. So for all the j's which are adjacent to x, for them, if and only if this j was not pushed into the in the queue before, so for that the check is if not vis j. So if and only if vis of j is equals to false, that is j was not pushed into the queue before, what we would do is we would push this node j into the queue. So let's call it queue dot push j. And there is one more thing that we need to do is we need to mark this node j as pushed, because we are pushing it now and we would not want to push it again. So we'll mark vis of j equals to 1. So this is the algorithm behind breadth first search. Now let's try to understand this algorithm with the help of a dry run. So proceeding with the dry run, so initially q was initialized with the value 2, and that was 2 was the node that was pushed into the queue initially as a base case, and this was the initial visited array. And once these two things has been laid down as our base cases, we proceed with our algorithm. All right, so since we have already laid down them as our base case, we'll proceed with the algorithm now. So the algorithm is, while queue is not empty, so in this case queue is not empty because 2 is the first element in the queue, we pop the frontmost element out of the queue. So the frontmost element in the queue is right now is 2, so 2 will be popped. And if you notice, the order in which the nodes are popped out of this queue is also the order in which we are visiting the nodes. All right, that is the order in which we are iterating over the nodes. So the first node that we iterate over will be equals to 2, and it makes sense because 2 is at a distance of 0 from the starting node x equals to 2, because they are both same. So it makes sense to visit this node 2 over here first. Now what we would do is we would iterate over all the nodes j that are adjacent to 2. So in this case, the nodes which are adjacent to 2 are 1 and 4. So let's say we iterate over 1 and we check if vis if 1 was pushed into this queue before or not. So for that, what we do is if not vis of j, so I know that vis of 1 is equals to 0. So in this case, what we would do is we would push 1 into the queue, and we would also set vis of j is equals to 1 over here, and then we will iterate over 4, and since vis of 4 is equals to 0, we would push 4 into the queue, and we would also set vis of 4 equals to 1. So now let's begin with the second iteration. So just like that, we will pop the frontmost element out of the queue. So in this case, the frontmost element is 1, so 1 will be popped. So the next element that we are iterating over is equals to 1, that is at a distance of 1 from 2, so it makes sense as well. And then we will iterate over all the nodes which are adjacent to node 1. So in this case, the nodes which are adjacent to node 1 are 2 and 3. So we would iterate over 2, and since vis of 2 is equals to 1, that is it was pushed into the queue before, we will skip it. Then we will come to 3. Since vis of 3 is equals to 0, we would push it into the queue over here, and we'll also mark vis of 3 equals to 1 in here. Now in the third iteration, since 4 is the frontmost element of the queue, 4 will be popped from the queue. And since we are iterating over 4 now, so the next element that we iterate over becomes 4, and 4 is also a distance of 1 over here. Now we will iterate over all the nodes which are adjacent to 4. So nodes which are adjacent to 4 are 2, 3 and 5. Now since 2 is already pushed into the queue, we will skip over it. Since 3 is also already pushed into the queue, we will skip over it again. And since vis of 5 is equals to 0, we would push 5 into the queue. So the queue becomes something like this over here, and we will mark vis of 5 as equals to 1. So let's clean this up over here because this is becoming congested. All right, now proceeding with the fourth iteration. Now in the fourth iteration, since 3 is the frontmost element, 3 will be popped, and the next element, since we are iterating 3 over here now, so let's just append 3 over here. So and then we will iterate over all the nodes which are adjacent to this node 3, that are the nodes 1, 4 and 7 in this case. So since if you notice, VIS of 1 is equals to 1, so we will skip over it. VIS of 4 is equals to 1, so we will skip over it again. VIS of 7 is equals to 0, so we will append 7 into this array over here, into this queue over here. That is, we will push 7 into the queue, and then we will mark VIS of 7 is equals to 1. And then now coming to the fifth iteration, the frontmost element of the node is equals to 5, so 5 will be popped. And since we are iterating over 5 now, let's just append that over here. And we will iterate over all the nodes which are adjacent to node 5, that are nodes 4, 6 and 7. Now if you notice, the nodes the node number 4 is for VIS of 4 is equals to 1, so we will skip over it. VIS of 6 is equals to 0, so for this 6 will be pushed into the queue, and VIS of 6 will be marked as 1. And VIS of 7 is equals to 1, so we will skip over it. And then in the sixth iteration, since 7 is the frontmost element over here, 7 will be popped, and we will append 7 over here as well. Now all the nodes adjacent to 7 are 3, 5 and 6, and since all of them are visited, all of them will be skipped, and the last element in the queue is 6, so 6 will be popped in the next iteration. And then we are, let's say that now we are iterating 6, so we will append that 6 over here. All right, and the nodes which are adjacent to 6 are 5 and 7, since both of them are already marked as visited, that is, they were pushed into the array before, into the queue before, so we can ignore them now. So this marks the end of our BFS algorithm, because now the size of the queue is equals to 0, the queue is empty over here. And if you notice, this is the order in which we iterated over the nodes. So let's just verify if the order is correct or not. So if you notice, the distance of node 2 from starting node, that was x equals to 2, is equals to 0, because they are both same. The distance of the node 1 and 4 is equals to 1. The distance of the node 3 and 5 is equals to 2. And the distance of the node 7 and 6 from the starting node is equals to 3 in this case. So if you notice, we actually managed to iterate over the nodes in the increasing order of their distance. Now the runtime complexity of a BFS algorithm is very simple to understand. It is equals to O of E plus V, where E is the number of edges and V is the number of vertices. Now let's see how we actually come to this time complexity over here. So if you notice, we make in BFS, on a general, we make total of O of V iterations. That is, we iterate over a node only once. So if you look at that way we make O of V iterations in total. And now inside each iteration, let's say in an iteration where we are processing the ith node, we also iterate over all the nodes j which are adjacent to this ith node. All right, so that internal iteration for a node, it takes O of E of I time, where E of I is the number of edges connected to the ith node over here. All right, so that's what E of I over here means. So from this logic over here, for each node I will be making O of E of I iterations internally. So if we sum this all up for all of the nodes, we would get O of E of 1 plus E of 2 plus E of 3 ... E of V. All right, and this in total is equals to, for an undirected graph, for example, an undirected graph in this case, it will be equals to O of 2 star E, where E is the number of edges. So this will also be equivalent to O of E over here. All right, now thus the total runtime over here, it becomes O of E plus V, where V is the number of vertices and E is the number of edges. All right, so I hope that this was crystal clear. So now in the coming video, we will have a look at how do we actually code this BFS algorithm up.